see.
What's happening, people? What's happening?
What's happening, y'all? This is going to be fun. I don't know if you guys were with us for the last time we did it, but I mean, I had fun. I thought it was a good time. So, essentially, we're going to be going pick by pick, and you're going to be voting in the chat. And we're going to make a mock draft together.
Oh, boy.
What's everyone up to? What's up, Long Lake? What's up, BZ? He says, I have a funny feeling this draft will be much different to the last one. That is actually so true. Like, the last one we did was before free agency, so much has changed when you think about it.
Yeah.
Good contribution there.
No, I was reading.
Yeah.
I was actually reading Jeremy's comment, actually, and I was like, as you were saying that. Honestly, I just wasn't listening to you, just like you do to me. So
fair enough. All right, Jeremy says, hey, if you're going into the season with Lance and Z Wilson as your starters and a one quarterback, are you comfortable passing on a quarterback at 112 or take best wide receiver available? It depends on which quarterback is there, you know?
Yeah.
Depends on which quarterback is there. If Malik's there, yeah, but in a one quarterback league, I'd probably try and aim for best wide receiver available at that point. What's up, Lakers?
You have 2 good quarterbacks.
Yeah, 2 quarterbacks that still have high upside. I mean, Lance is supposedly going to be the starter, so that's great. What's up, Lakers? What's up, Anoop? He says, what's good? First time on here. Love what y'all are doing. I appreciate that, man.
All love, man. Appreciate you.
Long Lake says, Lions take the OL. Laker says, are we doing what we think they'll draft or who we want them to? You can vote.
Well, that's your decision.
Your decision. Do you want it to be who they want to or who you think they will? For us, I'm going to try and, like, Badaki and I are going to try and suggest names and put names in there based off of what you guys want to vote on. Also, what we think is maybe a good fit and what could make sense. So maybe it's a little bit of what we think will happen and what we think makes sense for each team.
Yeah, exactly. So it's exciting. I think let's just have some fun, honestly.
Yes.
See how it goes.
Let me know. Can you guys hear this sound? Badaki probably can't, but can you guys hear it?
I can hear it on if I unmute the.
Because that's the sound we will be making every time we make a pick. BZ says yes. I love it. I actually used to have when I first moved to Kansas City when I was like 11 years old, I had a friend named BZ. We lived literally like a couple houses from each other. And I remember riding his electric scooter and thinking, damn, this is pretty dope. But my mom wouldn't give me an electric scooter.
BZ, yo. Like electric scooter, yo.
What's up, Zane? All right, guys. So with the first pick, you've had a lot of time to vote on this. There are 25 votes currently in the chat here. So I think it's pretty safe to say that Aiden is a lock here. Would you agree, Badaki?
Yeah, Aiden's a lock here. I mean,
what would probably be good is for me to switch to the draft screen here. There we go.
I think that would make sense.
Mm-hmm. Let me just move this over a little bit. I'm trying to make it.
It's on the top right, potentially.
Move what to the top right?
I was saying maybe our names. Oh, no, it doesn't really. Our faces, but.
Okay, right.
Just because there's nothing. I guess they won't be able to see the quarterback the team needs if that was the case.
Okay. So you want me to move our faces?
Does that make sense? I don't know. It doesn't. You don't have to. I was just thinking maybe that's.
I get it.
Maybe...
I get it. Let me see if this looks better. How does that look? Let's see if we do it like this. Even smaller, maybe.
Yeah, that actually looks perfect.
Does that look okay, guys?
Yeah, I think that's all right.
All right, let's go with that. Okay, so with actually, there's 27 votes. I mean, it's 74% on one player, so I think it's pretty safe to say with the first pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Aiden Hutchinson.
You mean the Jacksonville Jaguars?
Sorry, that's what I meant. The Jacksonville Jaguars select Aiden Hutchinson.
Aiden Hutchinson.
So he is off the clock. What's up, Michael? Hey, Zane.
Come on, we appreciate you, brother.
All right, Zane.
You gotta hit the get.
All right, so now that the first pick is officially done, we need to vote on the second pick. So let's hear some suggestions in the chat, and I'm gonna write down a poll with the second pick of the 2022 NFL Draft. The Lions, because I actually don't know what they will do.
No, I mean, I think now it can be talk of Malik. Yeah, and see, people are saying it, Malik, 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 and I think that is now with everything that's happening.
I don't even know if that's, but is that a
feels,
lock? It doesn't feel like that's a lock to me. I feel like that's more of a wild card than a lock.
Yeah, I mean, well, I guess the people will vote. I actually like Malik.
I'll put Kyle Hamilton there as well because I've heard some rumors about Kyle Hamilton. Let's see. Does it make sense for them to get a tackle? Probably not. I'll put Kayvon Thibb, in case anyone feels that. I personally don't think that Malik is going to go number 2, but it looks like a lot of people do. So Long Lake says, from a Lions fan, Neal, Hamilton, Willis, or KT. Okay, so I'll put Evan Neal in here as well then. All right, you got 4 options here to vote from. So make your vote known. All right, the poll should be up here in about 3.
Here we go.
2, 1. There she blows.
There she blows, mate. Oh yeah, Malik Willis, Kyle Hamilton, Kayvon Thibodeau, and Evan O'Neal, mate. That's how they talk here in Australia.
That's not how everyone talks.
That's not how everyone talks, but radio.
Let's see how the voting goes. 10 votes currently in. It is a tight race right now. 10 votes, 22 people watching. If you don't know how to vote, all you have to do is go into the chat, and then there's a poll there, whether you're watching on desktop or mobile. BZ says Malik. Jeremy says no way Malik goes 2. Anoop says it's more of a dream than a lock, to be honest. I guess,
right.
When talking about Malik, and I can understand that. So we will give 30 seconds on the clock, 15 votes in, 23 people watching. And by the way, guys, if you haven't dropped a like yet, that would be awesome. If you could drop a like for us, I would appreciate that.
Like and subscribe.
Let me ask you, Badaki, while the poll is going, what do you think the Lions will do here at number 2?
I think, I actually don't mind the Malik Willis pick here. I don't mind that. I think they will take a chance on Malik. He is a project. Maybe he sits back for the year, or maybe he gets half and half, depending on how Jared Goff is still playing. Unless they believe that they're going to be here again, if they're going to have a top.
Hey. Okay, Jeremy.
Unless they're going to have, another top 10 pick, which obviously no team goes into the next year saying, or do that.
That's very much my mindset, to be honest. I think the Lions are very aware of their situation. I think they know they're not a good football team yet. And if they draft Malik Willis, and let's say they do draft Malik Willis and they let him sit for a year, well, they're gonna have a top 3 pick in next year's draft and be like, well, we drafted Malik, and what do we do now? Because there's better quarterbacks available. So in my opinion, I don't think that they go Malik, because this is a class where I think there's a lot of very talented cornerstone pieces. But I just wanted to say my 2 cents there. I don't think that they would do that personally.
Yeah, and I think it's a hard spot. It's a hard spot to be because, I just don't believe a team comes in saying, you know what, we're just going to, at least that's the expectation, they're not going to tank. I don't know if you saw that Brian Flores thing on I Am Athlete where he was talking about like tanking and all this other stuff.
Right.
But yeah, it's just so interesting. Like, as much as I will want them to maybe take somebody else because Malik can fall somewhere, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens.
Yeah, no, it definitely will be interesting. All right, we'll give 5 seconds left. If you don't know how to vote, just in the chat, whether on desktop or on your phone, you can vote with the click of a button. But it looks like the community is going to say Malik here. So I'm going to give it to 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. With the second pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Detroit Lions select Malik Willis. I'm not stoked on this. I don't think this makes sense, but I respect it. I respect it, guys. All right, Malik goes to the Lions, and now the Houston Texans are on the clock. What's up, Matt?
What's happening, brother?
And who do we want? Who do we want to be considered for Houston here?
I like how it says needs every position.
Yeah. Literally, like Every position, anything is possible here.
Immediately.
All right, so we'll definitely put Kyle Hamilton.
I think it has to be the top guys. Kyle Hamilton, Kayvon. If you want to put Evan O'Neal, I think that can be a good one.
Evan O'Neal. How about Icky? I've heard Icky could be a thing.
Yeah.
It should say team send help.
Send help. That's funny. Chris needs DB or running back most, but going DB first, right?
All right, let's see. You guys can vote now. The poll is about to be up here in about 3 seconds. I just put the players that I think are probably in contention, and also from what you guys have said there in the chat. So we got Kyle Hamilton, Kayvon, Evan Neal, and Icky. Your votes are now live.
Last time that I checked,
I think Kyle Hamilton makes sense for sure. I think Kayvon makes sense as well. If you truly see Kayvon as, this elite edge prospect, I think that makes sense. And also, they're going to have to pay Laramie Tunsil at some point. You know what I mean? So do they want to pay Laramie, or do they want to maybe grab a younger tackle here? Not that Laramie's even old, but I just don't know what their plan is on that. And by the way, that Texans trade for Laramie Tunsil has to go down as one of the worst trades. I wonder if I can find. I was looking at a tweet the other day.
Yeah, so like what his trade flipped to be or something like that.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find this tweet. Okay, so yes, 3 years later, the Texans received Laramie Tunsil, Kenny Stills, who's a free agent, Charlie Heck, and Garrett Wallow. Okay, the Dolphins got Noah Ignabia. I don't know how to say his last name, but I know him. Noah Ig, that cornerback. Jalen Waddle, Javon Holland, Tyreek Hill, Solomon Kinley, and then a third and a first in 2023. Insane. Absolutely insane. All right, so it looks like we got 23 votes in, guys. We will give you about 10 more seconds here if you want to submit your votes. And by the way, if you can't see the polls, maybe just refresh or, exit the app and then re-enter it if you're on mobile. If they don't take Kyle, he might fall to the double digits, Steven says. Yeah, I think that's what happened last time we did this. Texans got wedgied. Yeah, unfortunate. All right, Badaki, do you think the pick's in?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it has to be Kate Thibodeau here. Looks like that's what the community is choosing, and I'm okay with that.
All right, with the third pick of the draft, the Texans select Kayvon Thibodeau. So, they believe that he is that generational talent. They need help everywhere. Edge rushers are a premium in the league, so it makes sense. And now the New York Football Jets are on
just the New York Jets.
The clock. So let's hear some suggestions for these Jets here.
What a day. Let's see what they got. Where can I find that trade for Tunsil's breakdown? I'm pretty sure it's on Twitter. Yeah, I think it's on Twitter as well.
Yeah, it is on Twitter. Yeah, with
if you just
fourth pick. Let's see. Evan Neal. Okay, so someone said Evan Neal. Someone said Kyle Hamilton. Icky. Okay.
Icky.
How about if Jessica Neal in London? I think it's maybe too early for London, but do we want to put any cornerback there? You guys want to see any cornerback? I think that's definitely a need. How about we put Sauce, and then you guys can just vote. So there's a lot of options there for the Jets. A lot of options there. So you guys have a look. Keep in mind, guys, they have multiple picks. They have a pick at 10 as well. So some of the needs that we're talking about might be a better tier to fill down there at the 10th pick. So it's on the clock right there. You can now vote. And you know what? I think I'm going to try and put some background music in here.
Can you do that?
Yeah, I did it last time.
Oh, okay. Last time that I checked. Neil Hamilton, Garner, London, probably Edge. I doubt London, but I have to see in the mocks. Yes, long leg.
Can you guys let us know, is this music too loud? If it's too loud, we can turn it down, but let us know if you can still hear us, if it's a good vibe. But go ahead and vote on the Jets pick.
I think it sounds good.
Yeah, let us know if the music's too loud or if it's too low or whatever the case is.
It looks like Evan O'Neal is taking it here.
Why do you keep saying O'Neal?
Sorry, Evan Neal, sorry. Evan Neal is taking it.
Looks like it's Shaquille O'Neal to the New York Jets.
Last time that I checked. Apparently Desmond Ritter's pro day went exceptionally
well.
Obviously, that's what everyone says on Twitter, you know.
All right, it's a good vibe. That's good. They need DBs. That's true. They are going to face Tyreek Hill twice a year now. They're in New York. Oh my gosh. Think about from New York, from the Jets, Patriots, and who else is in that division? The Bills perspective. They're Bills, like, oh my God, we have to deal with Jalen Waddle and Tyreek Hill twice a year.
Oh boy.
That's painful. Okay, put your votes in the chat right now. There are 20 votes, 21 votes. Your vote matters. You can make the impact here. Long Lake says Zach Super Gremlin Wilson if they get an OL at 4 and wide receiver at 10. Harry says DB at 10 for the Jets. You know, that's also something that we could consider for sure.
I can definitely see that happening.
You know what's so interesting is let me just look at this Jets roster, because the offensive line to me it feels like a good offensive line, but I understand why they feel like, not this chat, but why in general the Jets would feel the need to improve there. Mekhi Becton, what is going on with Mekhi Becton? He's 22 years old. Has shown a lot of promise. Is it just the injury issues with how big he is? They're not sure if he can stay healthy.
And I think that's the same fear with Evan O'Neal. It's like he is a monster O'Neal. Of a person. Oh, no, Evan Neal, whatever. You know what I'm talking about. He is just a monster, and they think that he probably can't stay healthy, just like Becton. So it's going to be very interesting to see who's going to take the chance on him if that is the case.
Yeah, I get it. All right, I think there's enough votes in here to make a decision. There's a clear winner here with 52% of the votes. So with the 4th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the New York Jets select Evan Neal. So Evan Neal goes to New York to help protect Zach Wilson, to help open up the running lanes for Michael Carter and maybe another running back that they bring in during the draft. Who knows? We don't have Super Chat yet. We are about 20 subscribers away from getting monetized on this channel, which is really, really exciting for us. And then after that, we will have Super Chat.
We will have Super Chat,
which is pretty sick. Actually, we're 19 subs away now.
If you guys aren't subscribed, if there's 30 people watching, you guys aren't subscribed, that'll be really helpful. Like and subscribe. I know a lot of the people here are already subscribed, but yeah.
All right, so with the 5th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Giants. Who are we putting on the clock here for the Giants, Badaki? I feel like one name makes a lot of sense, but I don't want to have any bias here.
From what I've been hearing, there's 3 names.
Okay.
Cross, Icky, Gardner. From what I've been reading, what I've been seeing from the beat writers, those are the 3 guys.
What about everybody in the chat as well, by the way? I want to hear what everyone thinks.
But that's my I mean, maybe it's different if Kyle Hamilton is there.
Right.
You know?
So we can put Kyle Hamilton there.
But as well. Like those are the 3 people that I have been reading from beat writers and from like giant sources.
Hey. Okay, Matt.
You, man.
Okay, Matt. Hey, man, appreciate that.
Thanks, brother.
Thank you very much. Okay, Jason. It's a subscribe party, baby.
Here we go. I mean, we might hit it today.
We might hit it today.
With your help, we could get there.
Maybe we do hit 1,000 today. I definitely didn't think it would happen today. Normally we get subs when we do Dynasty specific content, not draft content. So this will be interesting. 983, so 17 subs away. The poll is now up. I put Icky there. I put Charles Cross. I put Sauce, and I put Kyle. Would you be happy with those?
I'll be happy with either one of these guys.
Okay.
I think I would like to invest in an offensive lineman first. Get that out the way, because the thought process is that we're going to be trading out of that 7th pick, but we just don't know.
I've heard that.
Yeah, we're going to be trading out because they want to get a 1st round pick next year.
Yeah.
So we'll wait and see what happens.
Yep.
It's going to be very interesting.
Yep, 16 votes in right now. Sorry. So let me ask you, because you're a Giants fan, if you had to choose between one of these 4 players, who would you prefer here? Because to me, there's a clear player that I would want on my team with your position, with your current position as a team.
It's tough because I wasn't expecting Kyle Hamilton to be here. That's who I would personally want.
Okay.
I think I don't know. For me, I don't think there's no clear guy, in my opinion, for the offensive lineman, and I feel like Sauce is the better.
Really?
Yeah, I feel like Sauce is the better guy. I feel like
I don't know. I feel like Ike Ekwonu could be the best offensive lineman in this class, and he's sitting there at 5.
Yeah, 100%. And I think we just don't know. Need. I think and I would rather have an offensive line. Like I said, I just don't know where they would go. I think if this happens to us, we get Icky and either Sauce or Hamilton falls to us at the 7 and nobody takes them.
Yeah.
Or takes either of those guys, we're winning. Because now we fill 2 big needs. Maybe Kyle fell a little bit, but I don't know.
All right, I think there's enough votes in here to make a call. It's about 59% of the vote, and it looks like Ike Ekwonu. So with the 5th pick of the 2022 draft, the Giants select Ike Ekwonu, and I'll be honest, like if I rarely like to see the Giants succeed. Maybe it's because, I'm in Washington. I'm a Washington fan, and I don't really like seeing any NFC East team succeed at all. So if this pick was to happen for the Giants, I would be upset because I think Kyle Hamilton is a fantastic player, but I think Icky makes a bigger impact for your team as a whole, and also long term. So I would be upset if you guys got this pick, and I think you would be thrilled. Hopefully.
No, I'll definitely be thrilled. Like I said, I just want offensive linemen.
Yeah.
Give me an offensive lineman. Whoever falls to us. The one I don't want is Evan Neal.
Okay.
Because of how big he is, and that's all the talks that's around him.
I still like Evan Neal, but I get it.
I definitely like him. I guess if he falls to us and there's 3 freaking offensive linemen that goes in the first, which that's not gonna happen. We'll see.
All right, so we got Kyle. Some people are saying Charles Cross, Kyle Hamilton. I think Kenny Pickett definitely needs to be a consideration here if we're going realistic from what we've heard. Christopher Simmons says Ritter should go here, but Pickett will be the selection.
I think
so Cross,
that could be
Hamilton,
the case as well.
Pickett. All right, so let's see. I mean, who else could they really go here? Yeah, I feel like. Okay, some people have said Ritter, so I'll put 4 options there as well. To me, I feel like from what we've heard, Badaki, and even just the way everyone in the mainstream media is mocking, it looks like Kenny Pickett, but that's just what we've heard. That Pickett will be the pick there for Carolina. And if you look at NFL mock draft database, most people who are doing mock drafts who kind of have their ear to the ground there have been saying Pickett feels like the pick, but doesn't mean we have to go realistic. You guys make the decision. It's your mock draft. Whatever you choose is what it's going to be. And this is what happens, to be honest. Like, if Kyle Hamilton doesn't go to Detroit, if he doesn't go to the Texans, if he doesn't go to the Jets, there's this weird tension that a lot of these teams are going to be facing between the safety is not really the positional value you want in the top 10, but he is such an impact player. So many teams are going to be going through that in their mind of, is it worth it? Like, which direction do we really want to go here?
Yeah, I agree. Steve says, I feel like that's the last realistic spot for Jimmy. And I think there was a report already saying that the Panthers aren't interested in Jimmy because of because of that surgery of his shoulder. So
really,
I could be wrong. I may be making that up, but I'm pretty sure I read a report saying that they're not interested in Jimmy. Let me see if I can find it.
Right. No, I didn't know that. Hey guys, 35 people watching, 31 likes. Thanks so much for joining us. If you have not dropped a like yet, show some love. You know, why not?
You like that? You like that?
Let's see what we can do together today. Thank you for all the subs today. Okay, so the poll right now is going. Right now we have about 16 votes, but there's almost 40 people watching. So if you don't know how to vote, it's in the chat. So if you're on mobile, go to the chat. You should see a poll there. If you're on desktop, you should, go to the chat. You should also see a poll there, and that's where you can submit your votes.
Yeah.
Anoop says Malik Willis to DJ Moore, though. Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
I don't know, guys. I really don't see Malik going at 2, but I could be wrong. I don't think it happens. I don't think it makes sense for them with where they are as a team right now. But, again, I could definitely be wrong. If they fall in love with Malik, they'll do it.
Yeah, there's so many things that can happen now, man.
Yeah.
It can be a jumble. I mean, who can even trade up there? I don't know.
I've definitely thought about players like the Falcons. To me, the Falcons and Seahawks, I think, could be trade up candidates, as well as crazy as this sounds, Badaki, the Vikings. So for me, the Vikings, the Seahawks, and the Falcons the most likely in my mind could be candidates to trade up if Malik doesn't go early.
Yeah, I mean, sheesh.
By the way, let's get this pick out of the way because it's 68% of the vote right now.
Yeah. Okay.
So with 68% of the vote and the 6th pick of the draft, the Panthers select Kenny Pickett. Where is he on their
good old Kenny
on their list?
Pretty sure you just searched it. 48th.
Yeah, I'll check it. There, some things on PFF's big board I like. Other things I'm like, oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, Chris, he said plot twist: Falcons trade up to 2 to take Malik.
I've heard that. I've heard that narrative as well, which could be interesting if they believe in him enough. Then maybe they can do that. Here's what I'll say: if a team is enamored enough just by the raw talent of Malik, they could trade up. That could happen. But I do believe the most likely scenario is that there are less trades this year than there were last year for quarterbacks in particular.
For quarterbacks, right, exactly. I can definitely see that. Spencer, love the content, guys. We'll keep it going, and y'all going to get huge. I believe it. Thank you so much, man. Thank you for all the love and support.
Hey, man, that's very kind of you. All right, with the 7th pick, the Giants are back on the clock. So
oh, boy,
here we go. Who do we
go.
want to consider here? Badaki, I'll let you say who you want to consider as well as everyone else.
I want Sauce. That's what I want. If we're still here, I want Sauce.
Well, we'll put Kyle Hamilton still on the board there.
Yeah, I mean, I think Sauce is the better. We don't need a safety. I think we need a cornerback because we're trying to get rid of James Bradbury. We can get that. If everything happens, then I think Sauce would be the young guy that can be I don't know, a young guy that I like. But there's so many different ways that we can go. I mean,
yep.
I mean, they're saying Karlaftis and Travis Walker. That'd be crazy if we get them too.
Trayvon Walker, right?
Is it Trayvon Walker or Travis Walker? I don't know. One of those guys. That would be so crazy as well. The thing is, like, that talent right there and at 7, there's so much that I feel like we are going to win regardless. We just gotta make.
Yeah.
We gotta make.
Hey,
what's the longevity answer?
So the poll is up there. It's between Sauce, Kyle Walker, and Karlaftis from what I've seen from you guys. Josh said, can I drop Dynasty trade advice question here? Or should I wait until the next Dynasty show? We're a Dynasty channel. We're doing this for fun. So, of course, you can drop. You can drop. And I'll say, as we grow, we'll always try and address the chat as much as we can just so everyone knows. John says, did I just ruin my team? I just traded away Kelsey and the 205 for Josh Jacobs and a 23 first. I don't think you ruined your team.
No.
I'm happy with that for you, especially if you're not in a win now scenario. Christopher Simmons says, definitely a DB here. DB, but here we go again. Hamilton makes more sense. Yeah. I get it, man. I get it. Actually, there's 20 votes right now, and it is very close between Trayvon, Kyle Hamilton, and Sauce.
Yeah.
Wow.
There's just so much good talent back. It's hard. It's hard. I think that's why it's such a hard pick to go here, because I don't think that they can make a decision.
Right now, it is actually tied between Sauce and Trayvon Walker.
How do you make a decision like that?
What, the Giants?
Yeah, like how do you make a decision on picking one of these guys?
Well, are there still free agents that they could sign that could change this? What if Tyrann Mathieu goes to the Giants?
We don't have the cap
to make that happen.
We have nothing. Like, we're trying to get rid of James Bradbury so we can get enough cap space just to sign the rookies.
Right.
You know? So,
yeah, I think Chris Simmons makes a good point here. I do think that you guys are a prime trade back candidate as well. The only issue is I don't think that in this year's draft anyone's getting a future first to move back. You know what I mean? I don't think that happens this year. I think at most you might get, a future second or something like that. So I guess teams are going to have to decide if it's worth it or not. This feels like a draft that a lot of people would want to trade back in rather than trade up, but
yeah.
All right, so with 40% of the votes, we do have a winner here, Badaki. Why don't you go ahead and announce it? How when they bring up people from the former teams and stuff? My New York football. You can go ahead and do that.
Do you want me? I can do it.
Yeah.
All right, with the 7th pick in the 2022 NFL Draft, my beloved New York Football Giants select Sauce Gardner,
cornerback, Cincinnati.
Talk it up. I'm doing some claps. Wow, this is me right here. I'm in Fiji, and I'll probably skinny dip in the water.
You mean when the draft happens? Not right now. You're not.
No, not right now. That's what I'm saying. I'll be in Fiji. I'll be skinny dipping in the water once I hear that.
Yeah, I love it. All right, so you guys get Icky and Sauce. I mean, again, as a Washington fan, I would not be happy about that. But all right, so
then we'll just get a quarterback next year. That's okay if the 89 doesn't work out.
With the 8th pick, what are we thinking for the Falcons here, guys? I'm gonna wait to hear.
Surely he's a quarterback here. I mean, it has to be a quarterback or
what quarterback are they going to go here at 8 though? I don't think there's a quarterback they go here at 8.
Because Malik and Kenny is off the board now.
Okay, I'm hearing the chat here. Kyle Hamilton, Garrett Wilson. Someone said
Chris says Ritter.
Desmond Ritter, you guys think? Maybe?
Emmons, Singletary, Walker, Wilson, Howe, super reach. Interesting.
Wilson, Stingley. Okay, some people are saying Derek Stingley. I do think cornerback could make sense for them. Stingley. So I have Kyle Hamilton, Garrett Wilson, Derek Stingley. We're not going to be able to put everyone in there, unfortunately. But how about we put Trayvon Walker as well? What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Yeah, are we happy with that?
Oh, excuse me. Yeah.
Right, there's 4 options there. Unfortunately, we can only put 4 options to vote on, but there are 4 options there for you between Hamilton, Stingley, Garrett Wilson, and who did I put last? Trayvon Walker. So your voting has now opened.
Chris, I agree with you with that take. You said get a wide receiver, use Mariota as a bridge, and they'll be a worse team. Get a quarterback next year. I do believe that could be the case. Yeah. And Christopher just made a huge statement. Ritter would be Mahomes of this draft. Book it.
If we're talking about from the perspective of he's going to be more successful than people thought, I can agree with that. But if we're talking about arm talent and raw talent, I wouldn't agree there. So I guess I can see it from one perspective, but
he's got a cannon on him.
No,
I guess maybe not like accuracy.
No, he doesn't.
I think he has arm. I think he's thrown some good balls I've seen.
He does not, like, his arm strength is definitely not a highlight of his game, in my opinion. But I can see it as, like, I think he could be successful, and a lot of people are potentially doubting that. But I don't think he has that raw talent. This is a close vote here, Badaki, by the way.
Yeah, it is.
There's 22 votes in right now. Kyle Hamilton, Garrett Wilson, Trayvon Walker, all very, very close to each other.
I don't want Garrett Wilson to go here because I guess a year.
I think it makes a lot of sense for him.
For sure, a year off. Basically.
Yeah.
You're gonna have Marcus Mariota, and then
Well, look, I mean, Marcus Mariota is not the worst thing for the Falcons here and for the fantasy options. When you think about it, what was one of the worst parts about this defense last year, or this offense in Atlanta last year, was the offensive line. And if you get a quarterback who is mobile enough to extend plays like Mariota could, I think that could actually potentially help this offense. And Wilson, I mean, to me, they have to get a wide receiver. There's literally no one there. Right now, their starting wide receiver is Olamide Zaccheaus. You know what I mean?
I have him in Dynasty, bro. You want him?
No, but although they do have another pick, right, in this year's draft? Why am I... No, sorry. It wasn't... It's not in the first round when they moved Matt Ryan.
I thought they got a third for Matt Ryan.
They got a third. That's my bad. I don't know why I thought that. All right, there is 25 votes in right now, and it's a tie between Kyle Hamilton and Garrett Wilson. So, Badaki, what we're going to do is we're going to give 10 more seconds in case anyone wants to solve this, and then you and I are going to have to solve it.
And there it is. Someone voted.
Okay, so it looks like with 35% of the vote, that is a lot closer than we expected it to be.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like the 8th pick of the draft. It makes sense. I honestly think that they have to do this in Atlanta. They draft Garrett Wilson. I mean, you cannot attract free agents right now. You know what I mean? So no free agent wide receiver wants to go there. And right now your wide receiver 1 is Olamide Zaccheaus. So I think Garrett Wilson or a wide receiver makes a lot of sense there, Badaki.
Yeah, I agree. Did you see PFF updated their stuff? I mean, I wasn't here last time, but they have the player profiles now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I didn't see that.
Yep.
That's awesome.
I feel like they should do it earlier, but I'm glad that they finally have it on there.
No, yeah, they finally have him on there, but yeah.
9th pick here. What are we thinking for the Seahawks, guys? What's in contention for the Hawks?
Well, now you think about it, it's like, well, maybe if these 2 quarterbacks are off the board, maybe this is a team that trades back.
Trayvon Walker. Said. I'm listening to you as I'm watching the chat.
No. Yeah, that's just a thought process because I know a quarterback was a big thing for the Seahawks. That's just a thought process. I would like to see a quarterback go there just for fun and fantasy purposes, but I think they'll probably wait a year. Yeah, they'll probably wait a year, or see what they can get next year if that's the case. People saying Cross, Singletary, Walker, Corral, Stingley.
I
said yeah.
So right now I have
Hamilton, Cross,
Trayvon Walker, Charles Cross, George Karlaftis, but no one said his name, so I'll take him off, and Derek Stingley, and I will add Matt Corral because someone suggested him. So these are the options that you guys have: Trayvon Walker, Charles Cross, Matt Corral, and Derek Stingley.
I feel like they would go defense, but I mean, who knows? Their offensive line was terrible as well, so maybe they need to be doing that. Imagine the first thing they do.
The Hawks are in a position, where I feel like they're kind of similar to the Texans. They're not terrible everywhere, but they could go anywhere in the draft.
It feels like the first thing they do after they trade away Russell Wilson is invest in offensive line. And it's like, okay, well, why didn't you do that? Yeah. Why didn't you do that 2 years ago when he was asking for that, you know?
Yeah. Mahomes went 13 and 19 in college. That's right. I mean, honestly, in college, he wasn't known as a winner in college, for sure. Chris says, didn't they just get edge from Denver? I think they got interior defensive line. Isn't Shelby Harris an interior lineman? Let me know. Am I wrong? I could be wrong. Is he a defensive end? I could be wrong. But I don't think he's all that young either. He's 30 years old. So if they are truly going to rebuild, I don't think that would stop them from going edge. If they reach for quarterback here, just run me over with a truck, please, Stephen Day says. Okay, 18 votes in, guys. 29 people watching. Don't forget to submit your vote in the chat box there.
You're a Panthers fan, right, Steven? I'm assuming that's the case. That's why you would say that.
No, Hawks fan, I assume.
I see. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Hawks fan. Excuse me. Hawks fan.
Yeah, Harry makes a good point. I mean, you can't have enough edge in the NFL. That's true. All right, so right now 21 votes are submitted, and honestly, I think it's quite clear because someone has 48% of the votes. So you want to make the call here, Badaki?
48% of the votes. The Seattle Seahawks selects Trayvon Walker. Huh?
Yep. Huh? All right. Trayvon Walker goes to Seattle. Edge out of Georgia. And now the Jets are on the clock. So let's get some names here for the Jets.
Biggest name, obviously, I think a lot of people wanted this, was Drake, a wide receiver. Drake London. That's about it. Yeah, I think that was the biggest conversation for a very long time.
There's been a lot of conversations around London, around Hamilton, around Stingley.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because we can't forget their secondary was one of the worst last year. So I'll put London, Stingley, Hamilton. Who else? Let's see. Who else can make sense for them here? How about Trent McDuffie, just in case? Sauce is already off the board. A lot of people are high on Trent McDuffie, by the way. All right, with the 10th pick, isn't it? 10th pick. Hey, by the way, I don't want to cause any pain to any Seahawks fans, but you know what's so interesting is the reason that Kyle Hamilton isn't in contention for them here at 9. Why? Why do you think? Because they gave up 3 first-round picks for a safety.
All right. I was like, wait, what? I was trying to think.
That is one of the worst trades in a long time. Like, looking back at that trade, it's just
what's crazy is
terrible.
That Jamal wanted to go there to win.
Yeah.
He wanted to go there because he had a great quarterback and a bunch of all these defensive players around him, and some weapons. And now all those people feels like they're gone.
Yeah.
Like he goes there and he literally goes there probably the last year of their prime.
Yeah.
And then just plummets.
Mm-hmm.
Unlucky
Fat
for the
GGs
guy.
at the end of the day.
GG's in the chat.
And man, for what they paid to get him, what they have him on as far as like contract wise, I think that will go down as one of the worst trades in the history. McDuffie has under 30-inch arms. Apparently, none of the Pro Bowl cornerbacks in the last 10 years have had arms that short. Yep, the old measurements. That will definitely stop some people from drafting him for sure. Yeah, Ahmad Gardner is already off the board there at 7. Okay, so 20 votes in and 50% of the vote. So it feels pretty safe to call this one, I think.
Yeah.
So with 48% of the votes, the Jets select Drake London, Drizzy Drake. Don't know where he is
Drake Rogers.
on their list here. So they get the wide receiver that they need. They're going to try and throw, everything they can at Zach Wilson. Oh, God help me.
You okay? You all right? Take a breath, man.
I'm okay.
1 second. Breathe in.
It just randomly started raining hella hard. All right, so here we are. And Washington is on the clock.
Your beloved Washington Commies.
Yes, the Washington Commies. Man, I really hope that we do a jersey change soon. I can get behind the Commander's name, like the more... To be honest, I've been watching... I don't know if you guys on... I love like war documentaries. Like learning about world wars. And Netflix has this series where there's a bunch of footage that they recaptured from World War II. And anyway, I've been watching it. It's really, really interesting. And Commanders is cool. I think there are some... there's a name that we can get behind. I just think the branding was terrible. So I hope that they redo the branding. Anyway, with the 11th pick, what do the Commanders do here? It's not an ideal name. I agree. Kyle Hamilton's on the clock, and this feels really great for a team that is, if I'm not mistaken, we're trying to figure out if we want to let go of What's his nuts from the Giants? We signed him. Landon Collins.
Yeah. I thought you guys had him all.
We are kind of in this weird place where we're trying to decide if we want to let him go or not. I think Derek Stingley could make some sense here. I don't think we go quarterback, but I mean, I've heard things about Desmond Ridder, but I think that Ridder is, if we were to consider him, it would be in the second round if he's there. I do not want to go back-to-back linebacker, even though I know that that's a need. I just do not want to do that. So Hamilton feels like a clear option here. I'll put Stingley there. I'll put Treylon Burks just for fun. And I've heard a little Chris Olave hype as well. So how about that? How about those four?
A little Chris Olave hype.
So you can now vote in the chat.
Let's see what.
There are 4 options there.
Hamilton, Stingley, Burks, Chris Olave. I don't think you would go wide receiver personally, but I mean, I could be wrong.
Well, we've attended almost every wide receivers pro day.
Same.
And we're very interested, from what I hear, in Olave. And I haven't heard much about Burks. Olave is someone that's definitely on their radar. I don't know about anyone else, though. But I'm glad that the vote is going the way it is, because to me, if Kyle Hamilton's on the board here at 11, I think, and by the way, I hate listening to draft shows, and then the commentator will say, oh my God, if this player's on the board, they will sprint the card in. They will sprint that card in to get the player.
Sprint it in, boys.
But I think if Kyle Hamilton is there at 11, it's a no-brainer for the Washington football team. So, with the 11th pick, the Commanders select Kyle Hamilton. That defense becomes even better. This is best case scenario for me as a Washington fan. If Hamilton falls to 11, yes, grab him. I mean, he's so much more than a safety. And to me, like, this defense takes a next step with a safety like that. So I love the pick. Stingley was injured, correct? I think Hamilton goes before him because of it. Yes, Stingley was injured, and he's not really ever recovered that freshman year form since being a freshman. I think that's the conversation we always hear is, well, if you get what he did as a freshman, then it's an absolute steal. But if not, then you might have not wasted a pick, but it might be an overpay. So, all right, the Vikings are on the clock here, guys. What do we think the Vikings do with this pick?
Oh, man.
It was a Liz Frank. Yep. Lakers says, if we take Olave at 11, I'm done. I definitely agree there, Chris. All right, Stingley is in contention here. Okay, Derek
Karlaftis,
Stingley.
I think, could be a guy.
George Karlaftis. Linderbaum. Yeah, I don't think it's crazy.
Tyler Linderbaum.
Jermaine Johnson's not a bad shot there as well. I was trying to see where they had him on their big board. Cook's brother. Imagine they went Cook's brother at 12.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh, by the way, Ojabo. I feel so bad for David Ojabo. He's probably not going to be a first-round pick anymore.
No,
I'll put Tyler Linderbaum there because I've heard some people say that. Actually, Charles Cross, maybe Cross is the more likely pick here if it is offensive line. Mason says, if I'm the Vikings, I'd consider trading from a team wanting to trade up for quarterback. That's definitely something that they could do. I agree.
Mm-hmm. I guess what team can trade up now? I mean, another team that has another pick in the second, potentially. I mean,
yeah, who would trade up here with the quarterbacks are on the board? Does anyone believe in Ridder, Corral, or Hal enough? Maybe not, though. Would the Saints trade up? Probably not, unless they've heard something about these other teams. Because you look at the teams after.
Yeah,
for the
use
Saints,
the team after, and they're not
Texans
quarterback
aren't gonna
needy.
do it. The Ravens, Eagles, Chargers. Probably none of them would go quarterback. It's tough, isn't it? All right. 9 votes in. Make sure to submit your votes, guys. 30 people watching. If you don't know how to vote, it's in the chat box.
In the chat box?
In the chat box. And I said I was gonna bring up the Laramie Tunsil trade, and I didn't do it. So let me bring that up for you guys.
Bring it up, man. Bring it up. As you're doing that, if you guys haven't subscribed, please subscribe. We are, I think, 15 away now from having 1,000 subscribers. That really helps us. And if you haven't liked the video, like the video as well. It really helps us out.
Let me find this this on Twitter. Where is it? Here it is. Okay, this is what I want to show you guys. Can you see that on the screen? We might be in the way a little bit, but you can see it's a little bit too big, but hopefully you guys get the picture.
Just zoom out a little bit.
I don't want to zoom out because then I have to refix the entire thing on
Well, you can just zoom out on the desktop and then refix it. No?
I don't know. It's gonna change it, but I can try. Does that change anything?
I'm a little bit delayed, but
anyway.
Yeah, that works.
Pretty rough for any Texans fans out there. If there are Texans fans out there, I don't know if there are. Do the Texans have fans? I say that respectfully. You know, like it's not necessarily the.
Yeah, it feels like you never hear of a Texans fan.
Like,
I think I've met it every. I know an Eagles fan. I know a Chargers fan. I know a Packers fan. Patriots.
Respectfully, I just don't. I've not heard from many Texans fans, and it's not
not
many people have come up on the stream and been like, "Yeah, I'm a Texans fan."
Same thing with like Titans. I haven't heard Titans fans either often.
Yeah.
Plenty of Jets, Falcons. Yeah, I think the two teams that I really haven't heard of or like seen a fan or spoken to a fan of has been Texans and Titans.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Back when they had Watt, that's true. When they had Watt, I guess the fans were more active. All right, with 17 votes, don't forget to vote, guys. It looks like Stingley is going to be the pick here, and I don't want to speak for you, Badaki, but I think it makes a lot of sense for the Vikings here, who have needed some help there. So with the, 12th pick?
12th pick in the NFL
the Vikings
draft.
Select Derek Stingley Jr. I think that makes a lot of sense.
Back with his old teammate, with Justin Jefferson.
True.
You know, and they have some little history. Yeah, you know, some little dog fights at practice, whatever the case may be.
Mm-hmm. Link up. Trust me, daddy. Okay, so the Texans are back on the clock. Now they have Cleveland's pick.
Hands up.
We were all saying...
There go the Texans fans.
We were all saying Cleveland was going to go Burks or Wilson or one of these wide receivers, and now they don't have the pick. Now the Texans have this pick. So with the 13th pick, what do we think the Texans are going to do here, guys? With with their first pick, they got Kayvon Thibodeau. So edge wouldn't make a lot of sense here for them.
I think Charles Cross. Wouldn't that be the case here? You get your quarterback.
I think you can make a case for a lot of different players here, to be honest. Charles Cross makes sense. I'll put him in there. I think Devontae Wyatt. I know he's defensive. He's another defensive lineman, but he's interior. I just think he's definitely a difference maker.
Right.
I think you could consider Linderbaum or one of these wide receivers as well.
Yeah, Linderbaum. I wouldn't mind either one of these guys. You know, I guess in this scenario, you got your quarterback, and then some of these offensive linemen that are still on the board, you pair with him. Yeah. They grow together. So that's the thought process. I mean,
how about we put Trent McDuffie on there, because unless you guys have another corner you would rather have there. A lot of people are saying Cross. They need OL help. They could use anything. So whoever has fallen like Cross, that's definitely, I guess that's how they would approach it, right? Best player available.
Yeah. 100%.
Or Jordan Davis, maybe. It is too early for running back, unfortunately. But for lulz, I'll put a running back there. All right. 4 options there. You guys make a choice.
Why was that funny?
Because I know that it would be absolutely ridiculous if the Texans did the last player that I put on there, if they selected them there.
Right.
If the Texans went Breece Hall, it would be so ridiculous.
People are voting for Breece.
Could you imagine?
Oh, no.
Let's talk about inaccurate mock drafts. This would be number 1 if Breece Hall goes here. There's only 1 vote in. 11 votes in, and it's 73% Charles Cross.
Yeah, I think Charles Cross makes sense here, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think it makes a lot of sense too.
Yeah, I don't mind that.
Steven says, I think they won't take someone who has to be an outlier to be successful. I can understand that. I think you might be speaking to McDuffie and his arms there. All right, 17 votes, but I think it's pretty safe. I mean, 65% of the vote in right now. So it looks like with the 13th pick, they traded it with Cleveland, and the Texans are going to select tackle Charles Cross to help beef up that offensive line, to project it into the future. And now we have the Baltimore Ravens on the clock.
Oh, boy. I mean, they have to go.
They don't have to do anything.
They don't have to, but at least the way it feels.
What do you
mean?
I don't want to influence the chat, but okay.
I'm just thinking Karlaftis, that's all. Karlaftis, I think of Lloyd, Wyatt. I think anything that's defensive has to go to the Ravens, in my opinion. Yeah, I see everyone saying it. They need defense. Wyatt Davis, McDuffie, Karlaftis, like those guys I feel comfortable.
Okay.
Doesn't matter who it is, I think could be interesting.
How do you guys feel about this Devontae Wyatt versus Jordan Davis? Because for me, Jordan Davis should be the first one off the board. But I got 4 defensive players in there for you guys to vote off. So we'll see how it goes. Pretty much everything that we just said, all those are options there, all 4 of them.
Yeah.
So you got
I'll be back. I'm just gonna get a bottle of water.
Okay.
1 second.
Karlaftis, Wyatt, McDuffie, and Jordan Davis are your options there. Stephen Day says so many injuries on defense last year for the Ravens. They definitely had one of the most unlucky years when it comes to injuries specifically. Hey, that was a pretty rough year. It felt like every other day we were hearing about a torn ACL in Baltimore. That's painful.
All right. What's people thinking here?
I want to ask the chat, what do you guys think of Kyer Elam out of Florida? A lot of people are much higher on him than PFF. PFF is pretty low on Kyer.
Woo! Needed some water. My throat was hurting.
Yeah, your throat was hurt?
COVID. Not a joke. Nah, jokes. I don't have COVID.
16 votes in right now, 29 people watching. Make sure to submit your votes, guys, and we're going to make this decision together. Chris says, I watched Davis destroy my college team. Chris, who's your college team? Is it Bama? It's that trash practice field. Yeah, that's pain. Nathan says Jordan Davis should be a top 10 pick. I agree. It's kind of similar to Kyle Hamilton. Kyle Hamilton should probably be a top 5 pick. But as far as positional value, most of the time in these drafts, teams value edge in corner over, interior linemen and safeties. So I get it. The Gamecocks, right? All right, there is 17 votes in, and with 41% of the votes, Badaki gets his wish here for the Ravens.
I'm out of wish. This is who I think. Yep. George Karlaftis, talk it up.
Karlaftis goes to the Ravens here. And now the Eagles have back-to-back picks. So what we did last time was we put options up there, and whoever were the top 2 voted players went back-to-back here for the Eagles. Right. So
okay.
Let's put some suggestions here for the Eagles. What do you guys think they would do? I think Devin Lloyd maybe makes some sense. I think
that's what I was going to say.
Some wide receivers make sense. Maybe Duffy. With the, 15th?
The thing is, it's so hard because they have 3 first rounders. So,
yep,
they can wait on a wide receiver a little bit.
Okay, Linderbaum. Linderbaum makes sense. So we'll put Linderbaum there. Someone said okay. Linderbaum. Tyler.
I don't mind Linderbaum.
Linebacker. Okay, so we'll put one linebacker. To me, I do think Devin Lloyd would be the first linebacker off the board if one of them went here. Mm-hmm.
Someone said Kobe Dean.
Okay, a lot of people are saying Dean. Do you guys think Dean goes ahead of Devin Lloyd? That could have changed recently, but from what I've heard, Devin Lloyd is going to be the number 1 LB off the board. I could be wrong, though. Let's see, what else? What else did we say? Edge. there's not really an edge defender you would want to take here. Maybe Jermaine Johnson.
Tremaine. And Jabo probably would have went here for sure.
Jabo, yeah, could have been. All right, we can put Trent McDuffie.
Oh, Jabo, yeah, man. Unlucky for the guy. That's why you don't do pro day. No, jokes. Isn't it crazy how like, because he did his combine, didn't he? Mm-hmm. And then he did a pro day. It's just that sucks, man.
All right, I'm gonna put Jermaine Johnson there as well because I do need some edge help.
So how do we vote twice?
So well,
can you?
No, I'm just gonna take the top 2 picks from this voting and make those the back-to-back picks here for the Eagles. So you got Linderbaum, Lloyd, McDuffie, and Jermaine Johnson here.
Okay.
So I tried to find players from different positions. So we will have different positions be going back to back. You know, Jordan Davis isn't a terrible shout there. Jordan Rudolph says both the teams behind them could go wide receiver. They're probably going wide receiver with one of these two. It's fair. It's fair. I could see that happening. The hard thing here is I think they could go anywhere, and we only have 4 selections to put in the chat.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they do have to go wide receiver here. That's interesting.
What's up, Joshua?
What's up, brother? Last time that I checked.
15 votes in, and it is very close in the chat right now.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
That's a very close.
Oh boy. Tremaine?
34 people watching. If you don't know how to vote, the chat box is where you can submit your vote with the poll.
Greg can't keep. I need a draft to come soon, honestly. Hey Siri, how many days until the NFL draft? Oh no, I'm stupid.
All right, I'm gonna give you guys 15 seconds. 15 seconds on the clock to submit your last minute votes here. It is close. It is tight, ladies and gentlemen. Tight. Yep, I get that, Chris. I get where you're coming from.
Last time that I checked.
We are going to call it here. It looks like the 2 picks with the 15th and 16th selections. The Eagles will select Tyler Linderbaum and Devin Lloyd.
Oh boy.
So Lloyd and Linderbaum go off the clock here. I think that makes sense. Makes their defense much better to have an impact linebacker like Lloyd. And Linderbaum makes a lot of sense for them as well.
This will definitely be interesting because I actually do. I don't know who said in the chat. Maybe the teams after them do need a wide receiver. You know,
right?
So or the teams before them and a little bit and after them do need a wide receiver. So maybe they're gonna have to invest in one of these guys now, and then hope one of these guys falls to them at 19.
There's still a lot of wide receivers on the board that they could probably grab here at 19.
Absolutely.
You know, it's hard to say that the Chargers and Saints would go wide receiver back to back, but it's possible. It's definitely possible. But with the 17th pick, what do we think the Chargers will do here? Give us some suggestions. Christopher Simmons said, "How far are you away from 1,000 Patreon subscribers?" We're actually, I think we're at 70 right now, so quite a whiles away. But still, the fact that 70 people support us is insane.
Yeah, that's huge.
So I think 100 supporters will be a huge milestone for us as well. And then hopefully we hit 1,000 subscribers on this channel here in the next couple of days. I think we're 15 subs away right now from 1,000.
Yeah, absolutely. So I mean, awesome. that really helps us out. So if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. If you haven't liked the video, please like the video. I mean, it helps us reach more people, and you guys are awesome. You know?
All right, Jordan Davis makes a lot of sense here. I think Jameson Williams could make sense for sure. I know that they don't need wide receiver, but you add to your strengths there in the AFC West. Think about the AFC West; they are going to be in some shootouts, so they probably don't need wide receiver. But we'll see what they do. McDuffie, Okay,
Yeah,
we'll put Trent McDuffie
I don't think
there.
they got wide receiver either here.
I think it's a very realistic possibility, to be honest.
I wonder why. I mean, it makes sense, but they re-signed Mike. They have Keenan. Keenan's getting older. Does Josh Palmer or Guyton go in the slot? They
Josh
switch
Palmer
it up a little bit.
like he's a good wide receiver, but he's not got that kind of talent.
Absolutely. I wonder if they do that, if they not waste the pick, but go wide receiver over some of the good defensive talent that's still on the board right now.
Keenan is getting older, and if a wide receiver can be a playmaker for you, it's never a wasted pick.
Yeah. Will definitely be interesting to see what's going to happen.
Okay. All right, so there's 4 options up there for you guys.
Last time that I checked.
I think wide receiver is a very realistic possibility for the Chargers, just because again they want to add to their strengths, they want to get some youth in there. Palmer is a really good complementary guy, but Jameson Williams, I think would unlock something in their offense, and they need an X factor in that AFC West. But I think defensive line makes a lot of sense here. To be honest, if Jordan Davis is on the clock, I'm not sure how they don't make this pick for Jordan Davis. I don't want to influence anything, but to me, defensive line makes a lot of sense for them. But they did address that a little bit in free agency, didn't they?
Yeah, they got Khalil Mack. Am I right?
Well, even interior defense is what I'm saying.
Interior defense specific. Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? I don't think they did actually. Hold on, let me just double check.
I think they sort of addressed it. Let me try and find.
I can go to the free agency.
Sebastian Joseph Day was a former Rams defensive tackle, and he's decent. He's definitely not he's definitely not the answer, but he's intriguing, at least in my opinion. J.C. Jackson, man, I forgot that they signed J.C. Jackson. They really
it's gonna be nasty over there.
Yeah.
I mean, you want your fantasy team to be in the AFC West. That's the thought process. Yeah. I mean, shootouts every single day. It has to be.
Yeah, Christopher makes a good point. You can never have enough talent on the defensive line. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get 5 years of one of these defensive linemen as well. And what did Von Miller just make? As a 33-year-old edge.
Oh my gosh, it was like 6. Was it 5 years? 6 years. It was like 40 plus, something like that. Yeah, it's nasty.
All right. I think with 52% of the votes, this is pretty safe to call it here. So with the 17th pick, the Chargers are going to select Jordan Davis. Yes, they addressed it in free agency, but now they're going to get an option that they feel probably that could hold that position for them for hopefully the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, I like it. I like this pick. They kind of stacked up on their secondary, and now that defensive line, you're gonna have to stop the run in this league with Josh Jacobs and Javonte Williams. We're gonna see what's gonna happen with Clyde in the backfield over there, but
yeah,
All
right, with the 18th pick, the Saints. What do we think is gonna happen here? I'm gonna just throw out Chris Olave as an option. I'm gonna throw out Matt Corral as an option. I don't know if anyone has another quarterback they'd like to vote on here.
I would. Why? I mean, yeah, I like the quarterback. I think maybe the community. I could be wrong. I would say Desmond. They talked about Desmond going Ritter earlier.
Okay.
Yeah, Corral Ritter. I thought of. I don't mind the wide receiver. You said Olave.
Yeah.
I don't mind that either. What's up, Lazy? I know.
All right. Here goes Jameson Williams to learn under Thomason. Okay, we'll put Jameson Williams here as well. All right. Let's see what happens. So you got 4 options there. The poll is up, ladies and gentlemen. Offensive line could make sense for sure, Chris. Yeah, we didn't put offensive linemen in there, but I think, Penning could make sense. Raymond could make sense. I think Penning probably goes way higher than Raymond. I don't know why PFF has him so high, but Yeah, maybe they do need to. Maybe tackle should be more of a consideration here, considering they did just lose Armstead. But let's see. 5 votes in the chat. You can vote now. 29 people watching. Make sure your voice is heard.
Make sure it's heard. Last time that I checked. What's up, Blaze?
Did I read this morning that Kansas City is going to host the draft?
I read that Kansas City signed MVS, if I'm not mistaken.
In 2023, the NFL draft will be hosted by Kansas City. I love that for the first time. That's sick. I want to go back and visit. Maybe I should aim to go back and visit in 2023. Visit some family and watch and go to the draft.
See you there.
That could be fun. 18 votes submitted right now. Right now, Corral is leading. Christopher Simmons says, love the Nipsey vibes tonight, Badaki.
Nipsey. Yeah, no, I've been
Nipsey.
Listening to Victory Lap. You know how like it's kind of like was Zach was told me this the other day. He was like, you know, you know how like when you listen to an old album,
yeah,
that you haven't listened to in a while, and it's like, oh shit, man, this is good.
Yeah, you're like,
and
damn,
it was the
that's
same.
a freaking, that's a really good album. I
that's a good album, and that's Victory Lap, and it's like, damn,
yeah.
All
right, looks like the pick. I mean, 42% of the vote here. So with the 18th pick, of the draft, it looks like the Saints are going in a new direction, trying to build around Matt Corral.
Mm-hmm.
Where do they have Matt Corral here on PFF? Man.
Yeah, I'll tell you right now. Hold on, give me a second.
44. Okay, I got him. So Matt Corral heads to New Orleans, and he will have no pressure to start day one with Jameis there. So I think that makes sense for the Saints. Also makes sense for the new head coach. If the head coach really loves one of these quarterbacks, I do think he'll have say, because this is his team that he's moving forward with. Sometimes GMs allow quarterbacks or head coaches to have a little bit of a say there. Who do you want to build with? Who do you believe with? Who do you believe in? Excuse me. Okay, 19th pick. With the 19th pick of the 2022 draft, what do we think the Eagles could do here?
I guess the conversation earlier was that wide receiver.
Yeah,
you know?
I do think it will be wide receiver here. So let's talk about what wide receivers it could be. Chris Olave, Treylon Burks, Jameson Williams.
I mean, what's another wide receiver? I don't know.
Maybe we put another option there just in case someone thinks differently.
A Jahan, a George Pickens. I don't know if that's too early for these guys. Sky Moore, I don't know if that's too early. Those are the other guys I think Jahan and George Pickens could be in consideration.
Okay.
I think it will be one of those. Number 4 will have to be Pickens or Jahan in my thought process, but who knows?
All right, there's 4 wide receivers up there that you guys can vote on for the Eagles. Chris says the fan base would really rally around Corral. I agree. It almost, to me, Corral, it just feels like he looks like he belongs in a Saints jersey to me. I don't know. I just feel like he would look like he's at home in a Saints jersey. Christopher Simmons says, I'm loving this certain player falling to Dallas. Spoiler alert, it's not within their needs list.
Uh-oh.
Hey, Dallas has done that many times.
Every single time. So we're going to see what happens. Larry, what's happening, brother? How you doing? I'm doing good, man. Thank you so much. It's I'm just chilling here with my brother Zach.
Yeah, it is 12:18 p.m., so just after midday here, Jer.
Friday. It's Friday.
It is Friday. It's Friday then. Saturday, Sunday. What? FP1 tonight, in case anyone watches.
F1. Anyone
Formula
watch F1
1
here? If you do
I feel
watch
like we're
F1,
the only ones, but
it surely has gotten big. I mean, it's gotten massive. The money that's come in. I don't know if you were watching. Well, obviously you were watching pre-race and how much. I forgot the new girl's name that is part of the commentators.
Oh, she's fantastic. I don't remember what
she's
her name
amazing,
is, but she's great.
Yeah, she's great. She's
confident in what she says, and she's a former racer, by the way.
Yeah, and I think she said the reason why she's there is because of that show. Like it's
Right.
because like how big the fan base got that like she actually got an opportunity.
That's
so I
sick.
thought that was awesome.
All right, with 44% of the vote, I'm gonna give you guys 5 more seconds here. Just a minute to vote. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, with 42% of the vote, the Eagles at 19 select Treylon Burks, wide receiver, Alabama. So he joins Jalen Hurts, Devonta Smith, Miles Sanders, Dallas Goedert, and hopefully they can utilize him in some special ways there. I would not like this for fantasy, but I can see it happening. I can see it being a realistic thing.
You can see it, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So here the Steelers are. What do we think, guys?
Now this is interesting, like, do you go? Does the Steelers take the chance? Yeah, do the Steelers take the chance on one of these other guys, on a Sam Howell, a Desmond? I personally don't think so, but I don't know.
Yeah. Sam Howell. Okay, so we'll put Sam Howell here in case anyone feels that way. Well, never mind. He went to Dallas. Or he went... Right, okay. If they don't trade up for Willis, Howell next fits what they want out of a quarterback. Okay, so we'll put Sam Howell there. They may take Pickett. He's big and not too fast for Hurts' arm. Pickens, sorry. I think the Steelers punt this season and hope for Bryce Young next year. They just have so many talented guys. I could see that, Larry, but their defense is so talented. The team around the quarterback is so talented, but you're right, maybe. Okay, so Sam Howell's an option here. In case anyone thinks Desmond Ridder, I can put Desmond Ridder there. If they don't go quarterback, to me, Trevor Penning makes a lot of sense. I prefer him over the other tackle that PFF has up that high. So I'll put Trevor Penning there.
What about McDuffie?
Let's put McDuffie on the board, yeah.
Yeah. I think he's still up there. Why not? So, take him?
There's 4 options there for you guys to decide. So with the 20th pick, you can now vote in the chat.
Yeah, if the Steelers want to take, even if they were interested in Pickens, they would have to draft up, clearly. Well, obviously.
In Pickett?
Pickett. Sorry, I keep saying Pickens. If they in Pickett, they will have to at least draft up.
Trade up, yeah.
Yeah,
but to be honest,
hard, though. That'd be so hard.
From what I've heard, I don't know about you, but from what I've heard, Pickett isn't getting past Carolina. Have you heard that as well?
I've heard that as well. And I'm okay with it. I like him going to Carolina, and that feels a lot more comfortable. And I think I'll be more comfortable taking or having him there than any other quarterback.
Okay.
Because I think that helps. DJ Moore and everyone around there, a little bit more foundation. He's not a crazy mobile back, but he knows how to use his legs. I think he knows how to play in that weather too. The weather's not crazy. I don't know.
What, Pickett?
I like Pickett.
That's not the ideal weather for him, though.
No, I know, but he's used to it. I mean, he's played in Pittsburgh where it's colder.
Yeah.
So I mean, Carolina's kind of like in that middle area.
Fair. Okay, so we have 14 votes in, 21 people watching right now. So it's a tight one. We'll give you guys 10 more seconds here to make some final votes. And as I say that, there's a clear winner that now emerges. A lot of people won't be happy that it's not quarterback, but the vote is in. So with the 20th pick of the 2022 NFL Draft, the Steelers go Trevor Penning. They go tackle. Let's be honest. Outside of quarterback and maybe, Trubisky's there. Maybe they punt the position. I do think offensive line is their biggest need. Let's not forget how terrible this offensive line was last year. So I think this does make sense for them to go tackle our guard here with the 20th pick. And now the Patriots are on the clock.
Uh-oh.
And something makes a lot of sense to me, but I don't want to influence the chat. So who do you guys think?
Influence the chat.
Comment down below.
You don't have to say... I'll read the chat here.
Chris says Steelers Nation goes crazy if that happens. Crazy as in good or bad?
Not okay. Yeah.
All right. Trent
I
McDuffie.
think that's how I was saying.
Trent McDuffie is an option.
Yeah,
Jameson Williams is an option. Another J-Mo. Who else can make sense here? I'll put Nakobe Dean. I think that could make sense. Yep, that the Jameson Alabama connection. But you have to keep in mind, Chris, Mac Jones never had Jameson Williams.
John Mechie.
He was at Ohio State. John Mechie. We could put Chris Olave there. Actually, yeah, tackle could make sense, I guess.
Larry Smart, Jameson Williams, or tackle for the Pats.
All right.
Yeah.
You got 4 options there for the New England Patriots. You got a cornerback, a wide receiver, a linebacker, and a tackle.
All their needs. Or besides,
4 votes in. Make your vote heard in the chat there. That sounded country.
all their votes, man.
Make your voice heard in the chat there.
I wouldn't know who to pick. I feel like Jameson will. I feel like they will go Jameson. I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I have a strong opinion, but I don't want to say just yet.
No, just say it, man. Just saying. People are gonna vote. I don't really care.
Don't want to influence. 20 people watching, 14 votes in, and it's 57% compared to 36. So let's call it here. I think I'm excited about this. Jameson Williams to the New England Patriots with the 21st pick. The speedster lands in New England. Bill Belichick is salivating at the mouth. Mac Jones threw 22 touchdowns last year with Jacoby Myers as his wide receiver 1. This is fantastic. I would love this fit. I think it would make a lot of sense. So I'm more than happy to put Jameson Williams to the Pats. I think that makes a lot of sense for sure. Will you guys do videos on these draft prospects? Probably not the defensive draft prospects. We have videos on most of these offensive prospects, but the defensive guys we probably won't focus on too much.
We'll definitely do, like offensive ones. We'll talk about, where we probably draft them, where we have them in our rankings, and how we can see their outlook for their rookie year. So it's going to be very, very interesting. We have a lot of cool ideas. I'm excited, man.
Yeah. Chris says they're good friends. Right. Okay. So Bill and Saban, that makes a lot of sense. Jake says salivating at the mouth. Where else do you salivate from? Never mind. Don't tell me. You don't want to know. You don't want to know. All right. With the 22nd pick, what are the Packers going to do, guys? What do we think?
I mean,
what do we think?
What happened? Devontae Adams is no longer with us. Aaron Rodgers is coming back for quote unquote another 3 to 4 years. Who the hell he's throwing the ball to? MVS just got signed by the Chiefs. I think they re-signed Alan Lazard. Pickett.
I think Pickens, yeah. Okay, so Olave, George Pickens. Is there any other wide receivers that could make sense there?
That's all I can really think of.
I'll put Sky Moore just in case.
Jahan Dotson. Yeah, I mean the top 4. Olave, Sky, Jahan, Pickett.
There you go. There's 4 wide receivers for you guys to choose from. I mean, let's just do any Packers fan who watches this a massive favor and say there's going to be a wide receiver no matter what.
100%. It has to be.
It has to be.
Does just George Pickens go here?
I think George Pickens or Olave could be the pick, personally. I think it could be Pickens or Olave.
I wonder who Aaron would prefer. That's a real question.
Yeah.
Does he want the small, jittery guy, or does he want the big 6'3", 6'4" guy, just like a similar build to Devontae? Not the same play style, abilities, but that's what he's used to.
Yeah. Lakers says, Zach, who's your dream pick at 11? And 2 realistic wants for Washington at 11. Mine is Hamilton, Wilson, London. My dream pick, to be honest, would be Kyle Hamilton. If Kyle Hamilton somehow falls because of the positional value there to 11, that would definitely be my dream pick. I mean, another dream for me would be Sauce Gardner. or one of these two tackles. But I don't
Give
think
it a
that they
saucy.
fall. More realistically, I think Stingley is a realistic option for us. I think Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave are realistic options for us. I wouldn't be surprised if we went for one of those wide receivers. And also, I wouldn't be surprised if we still went like Desmond Ridder or something, because I've heard that Ron Rivera really likes Desmond Ridder. That's the kind of quarterback he likes from a leadership perspective. So those are things that wouldn't really surprise me all that much.
Great leader.
Lineman wouldn't surprise me either. Okay, so it's 81% of the vote here. I think we can call it.
Yeah, 100%. And
So with the 22nd pick, the Packers select Chris Olave. Makes a lot of sense.
And
Let's
that's
get a
okay. Get your wide
there.
receiver here. Let's not forget that they have the 28th pick in this draft as well.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Why not figure it out now, and then whatever is left at the end, you can make best player available.
Or you can just go back-to-back wide receivers. You won't.
Yeah.
Imagine, though. That'd be crazy.
Yeah. Dylan says he really wants Burks to fall to the Packers at 22. It could happen. I feel like there's this massive volatility with Burks right now in the mock draft community. Stingley would be fun. Just praying we don't go quarterback or linebacker in round 1. I agree, Lakers. All right, the Cardinals are on the clock here, guys.
Yeah.
With the 23rd pick. What's some suggestions we think here?
I think, well, I won't say it. Let's just see. Lakers, I love how you changed your name to Lakers / and Commanders now, because it used to be Lakers and Washington football team. I applaud you. It was a hard move, but I respect you. And it's okay.
Okay. I'm going to go McDuffie, Devontae Wyatt. I think that those two make a lot of sense.
I like Wyatt as well.
How about a wild card? How about Andrew Booth, cornerback out of Clemson?
Clemson.
Is there anyone else that you guys want to add there? George Pickens? Okay. Can add George Pickens.
Would they?
I don't think they would, but we can add him.
It'd be interesting. They
All
said
right.
they don't. It's interesting because it says that their needs is not a wide receiver, but all they have is D-Hop. They got Rondell. Did they sign anyone in free agency? No, right?
I don't think so, but you would think maybe AJ Green might come back. He's not signed anywhere.
I have the free agency tracker up right here. No, they did re-sign Zach Ertz and James Conner. So
yes, that's true.
what the hell is this music? Oh my gosh, shut up. It's like an ad on the NFL website, and it's so loud.
I thought you were talking about the music I was playing in the background. I was like, what?
Oh, no, my bad. I can see how that would have looked like.
All right, 7 votes in right now, guys. 24 people watching. You can submit your votes in the chat. Jared says, any thoughts on McBride, second round? I do think he ends up being second round. And I think whoever gets him is going to get a steal.
Yeah.
Didn't have the best combine, but I do think he's the most complete tight end in this class. Not only does it help a quarterback as a target, but he helps the entire offensive line in the run game as well. So I really do like McBride. McDuffie is currently has 67% of the vote here for the Cardinals. So it's hard to see that number changing a lot. So why don't we go ahead and say with the 23rd pick, the Arizona Cardinals select cornerback Trent McDuffie out of Washington. So they're going to go ahead and bolster that cornerback room.
Yeah.
And now the Cowboys are on the clock.
We them boys. Oh, boy.
We them boys are on the clock.
Maybe we should just give them the worst pick because I'm pretty sure everyone in this chat hates the Cowboys.
Except for any Cowboys fans.
No.
Devontae Wyatt's there. Does that make sense? I think potentially offensive line could make sense.
Yeah, I feel like offensive line makes more sense. They just lost.
It's true.
No, yeah. I forgot how to say his name. Ladine or something. Ladine Collins or something like that. La'el Collins. Yeah. They just lost him. I think they're okay on linebacker. So I don't know why it says they need a linebacker.
Nakobe Dean. We'll put Nakobe Dean in there. I mean, Nakobe Dean would definitely complement Would definitely complement Micah Parsons really, really well. So we'll put him there. Offensive line, defensive line. So we'll put Devontae Wyatt there as well. I think
should we put a wide receiver?
Raymond makes a lot of sense. Yeah, we can put a wide receiver here. What wide receivers are available right now? How about we put
like, once again, I always say this. I see Jerry Jones making a big splash.
Yeah, let's put George Pickens here.
Yeah, George Pickens. I feel like that's a pretty big splash there.
Everyone's saying go punter.
Yeah.
Christopher Simmons is a Cowboys fan, so he said, "Watch your tone, kid.
Watch your tone.
Tell him." Okay, so I put 4 options up there. I think tackle makes a lot of sense, and Raymond.
I think so as well.
I think Wyatt makes sense. I think Dean makes sense. I think Pickens. Like, they all make sense. I think Pickens is probably the most unrealistic, but I think they all make a lot of sense.
If Treylon or one of these Jameson was still on the board, Chris Olave, I think they would definitely go to the Cowboys if they were still available.
I think it could definitely be something they would consider.
Absolutely. Which sucks because I don't want that to happen.
Doubt they take receiver. They just paid Gallup and Jerry loves CD for sure. But to be honest, like you said, like if Burks and Jameson are there, that's the kind of move that Jerry Jones would make, even if it doesn't make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Lakers says they lost their left guard and right tackle. They do probably go line, and I tend to agree there. It looks like 67% of the vote.
I knew they lost somebody else. Just didn't know who it was.
I think it's Connor Williams, if I'm not mistaken. They lost.
Maybe.
I think he went to Miami, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong.
No, I thought that was the call. Anyways, doesn't matter.
La'el Collins went to the Bengals. All right, with 67% of the vote, looks like the Dallas Cowboys are going to try and rebuild that line with Bernard, Raymond, and now the Bills are on the clock. And originally, I did think that wide receiver would be the pick, and now I feel like it's up in the air. I'm not saying Jamison Crowder is the answer, and I don't think he's a long-term answer. So I still think that wide receiver could be an option here, but I also don't think that defense is out of the question either. So I'm curious to see what suggestions the chat has, what they want to vote on.
Mm-hmm. I know I have 3 people in mind.
Yep.
More like 2-ish. 2. Let's see what the chat says.
Jermaine Johnson. They just keep going edge. Okay, Devontae Wyatt.
Yeah, that's who I had. They want a wide receiver. They just went after Hill.
Okay.
Did the Bills go after Hill?
I didn't hear that, but if they did, that's crazy.
Jets on Brees.
Brees Hall. Okay.
Interesting.
That could be very interesting.
First running back off the board here.
Okay, so we got Devontae Wyatt, Jermaine Johnson, Brees Hall, and I'm going to add a wide receiver in Sky Moore. What do you think about that?
Yeah.
Is there another wide receiver you'd want to add there? I just feel like Sky would fit because Diggs is kind of that big body there.
Yeah, I think Sky Moore or Jahan. I think they both complement each other. Doesn't matter who I feel like, but
all right, we'll go Jahan then. Jahan Dotson.
I think Jahan will get drafted higher than Sky, but who knows? Surely they go wide receiver here. I
didn't put this in there, but I think Kyer Elam and Jermaine Johnson could be options there as well. Boye Mafe is interesting. I'm voting B Hall. I don't give a F how unlikely it is.
I love that.
That's actually. Hey, it's your mock draft, guys. So
Brees Hall would be fantastic here. Like,
yeah, it would be awesome.
Man, that would be amazing. Yeah. Maybe put Singletary as wide receiver. Give him a year as wide receiver. See what happens. He can catch the ball a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it's like how much did he drop in the community's eyes, Devin Singletary, when that J.D. McKissick was announced? Imagine if Brees Hall was announced or was selected. Harry says Hall voters have him in Dynasty and are trying to up his value. I love Sky Moore too, Lakers. I agree. Running back is their only weakness, and they are going to have to slow down on the Allen runs.
I agree. I definitely agree on that. They need to slow down he can't be doing what he been doing,
I'll say
especially
this.
last year.
When you look at the first round, this is the team that makes the most sense. But it's probably not going to happen. But with 50% of the votes, it doesn't matter. Breece Hall, running back, is going to Buffalo, ladies and gentlemen. And if that happened, he's the unquestioned 101.
Yeah, no doubt about it. No doubt about it. Did the Bills get a new offensive coordinator? Do we know who that is already?
I have not caught up on that.
Offensive coordinator.
And now we got the Titans on the clock here. So let's get some suggestions here for the Tennessee Titans.
Yeah, Ken Dorsey is. I remember that.
With the 26th pick. What do we see the Titans doing? Jermaine Johnson, is that what that is? Jermaine Johnson, maybe. Titans fan here. Just have a weird feeling they'll go quarterback. Corral or Ritter. They might have to pay Ryan $38 million next year. Okay, so we can put Desmond Ritter here.
No chance they did that. Right.
We can put Desmond Ritter there. Put Singletary at safety.
That's scary. That's scary if that happens.
What?
That's scary for AJ Brown if that happens. I guess that in a fantasy perspective, like I am, I'm just scared. Like I wouldn't want that to happen.
It doesn't mean that they would start straight away, and if they're not going to be better than Tannehill, I don't think that they would go to them. This team wants to win now, so that's why I don't know that quarterback makes sense, but I'm going to put him on there because again, it could happen, just like you guys said. Like there is this weird feeling where it could happen, but so I have Jermaine Johnson there, I have Ritter, I have Howell, and is there any edge that makes sense? I mean, Jermaine, I definitely think he goes over Ojabo now.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Do we want to put Zion Johnson there, maybe? Zion Johnson, help the offensive line, might make sense. All right, you got your options there. I'm going to let you guys vote. I'll be right back.
Okay. Ritter's not a first-round talent, or Jabo. I mean, we got to remember that Jabo towards his Achilles, so he's definitely out for the year, it feels like. All right, votes up here. Jermaine, Desmond, Sam, Zion Johnson, I think. In my opinion, I think it would be Jermaine. I have no idea what they would do here. Think about their head coach, probably D-line or O-line on Jabo. Maybe they do take the chance here. I mean, can a Jabo fall to them again though in the second? Like, because on the second round of the time for these guys, especially these higher teams that went more defensive and now going to go offensive, they might not take in Jabo, but who knows? The edge guy that ran a 4.3. I don't remember who that was. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that though. Let me see. NFL combined. Njabo. Let's see.
Yeah, I do think Njabo's draft capital drops a ton after the Achilles injury. I mean, Achilles is, man, that is so important for an edge rusher. That video watching him tear his Achilles is one of the saddest things on the internet right now. It is so difficult to watch that. But 57% of the vote right now is saying Jermaine Johnson. So with the 26th pick,
JJ the second.
JJ the second out of Florida State. He goes to the Titans. And now the Bucs are on the clock. And what is up with PFF saying that their biggest need is wide receiver? Because that's definitely not true.
Yeah, Barno. There you go. That was edge rusher, Chris. Amar Barno. Amar, something like that, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe they haven't updated it. I mean, think about it. Maybe they're thinking about, well, they did sign Russell Gage, so
this doesn't make any sense from PFF there. I think cornerback could definitely make sense. Yeah, they lost. Help me. Who did they lose?
I know who you're talking about. He got signed to.
I can't remember what his name is.
Man.
Okay, we could put Andrew Booth here for sure. Andrew Booth Jr. Okay. How about Zion Johnson? I think that could make some sense. How about Kyer Elam as well? I think Kyer Elam is an interesting cornerback. Let's see. What else could they really do?
What about Wyatt?
Yeah. Wyatt makes sense. Sure. I mean, you want to get the best player on the board. Maybe Devontae Wyatt is arguably the best player on the board. So
yeah, best player
there's
on the
four
board,
options there. I think I put 3 defensive players and 1 lineman. So
because I know JPP is going to be out. I think they're in question. He's in question of
how about
going somewhere else.
Ndamukong Suh? Is he back?
I'm not sure. I mean, remember this defensive line is old. Feels like.
Yeah. Well, Vita Vea is pretty young. But could you
Yeah, Vita
imagine
Vea,
Devontae Wyatt and Vita Vea on the inside, on the interior?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Oh my gosh. So Ndamukong Suh doesn't have a contract. He's also 35 and a half years old.
Yeah, I think it has to be Wyatt here, but let's see what the community thinks. Let's see what they say.
32 people watching. You can submit your votes in the chat. Excuse me. Okay, so did you see who the actor was for Joker?
I still haven't seen the movie. Is that what you're saying?
That's you haven't seen Batman yet?
No, I haven't. I've been waiting on Ellen to go on the right time, and she's just been hella busy.
Damn, bro, you gotta go see Batman.
I know, man. It's annoying. Hey, Mama.
So the guy from the Eternals, his name is Barry Keoghan. Have you seen the Eternals where he can control people's minds?
Yeah. He's Joker.
That actor is Joker in this series.
Right.
All right. So you can submit your votes in the chat. So we'll leave 15 more seconds if you want to submit your votes. 32 people watching, 13 votes. So let's see what it ends up being here. I'm counting in my head now. Larry says, do you see Metcalf or Lockett being traded to a needy team before the draft possibly? Lockett feels a more likely trade candidate. I don't think they'd want to get rid of Metcalf, but then again, they need to decide if they want to pay him because Metcalf is about to make top money. Metcalf is definitely going to make like $28 to $30 million a year.
Yeah,
like all these other guys.
That's the thing, like, do you re-sign Metcalf to a second-year contract, maybe a year down in that second year, and still question that quarterback that's going to come in if you do go quarterback in 2023, hypothetically? So there's so many questions. I think there's so many different scenarios that can happen, but
yeah,
I think both of them can move.
With 44% of the vote, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are going to help beef up their cornerback room, and they are selecting Andrew Booth, cornerback out of Clemson. And now the Packers are back on the clock, and could they double dip? I don't know. I want to hear what you guys think. What do the Packers do here?
So, yeah,
I just want to throw out a scenario. And again, maybe I am influencing the chat. So maybe I shouldn't do it.
Nah, just do it, man. Just do it.
I just want to say, could you imagine George Pickens and Chris Olave? They would instantly rebuild that wide receiver room. But
I don't see why not.
I want to hear what everyone says.
I honestly do not see why not. I think the offensive lineman, I don't think it's terrible. I think it's
Zion Johnson. Okay.
I think it's a weakness, but I think there's opportunity to maybe still get somebody in free agency, sign a 1-year deal to an older guy.
For sure.
A 30-year-old to the tackle or whatever the case that's out there.
Someone said Boye Mafe. Packers go O-line, but earlier take wide receiver now. Okay. Pickens. All right. Does anyone else really make sense for them? I put Boye Mafe there. I know someone said that. I know some people are higher on Kenyon Green, so I'll add another lineman there as well in case anyone is high on him. Okay. You can now vote. Pat's trade
going to be
Harry to
interesting.
Packers. Did that happen?
Pat's trade. No, I think maybe that's the thought process.
Oh, okay, right. Hopefully, it wouldn't take this high of a pick, though. All right, you can now vote in the chat, ladies and gentlemen.
Vote in the chat, boys and girls. I mean, your Kansas City Chiefs with 2 picks back to back, the 29th and 30th pick. I mean, and there's still some talent on the board.
Mm-hmm.
I think there's no doubt about it. One of those picks is going to be a wide receiver now.
Yeah, I actually feel like I know exactly what the Chiefs would do. Well, let's see what happens here. So 12 votes currently, 25 people watching.
Mm-hmm.
Larry says, I don't think a team has ever taken 2 receivers in the first. I don't think so either. I don't think it happens, but I just think that would be probably a dream scenario for Packer fans.
Yeah, 100%. No doubt about it. They give Rodgers all the wide receiver help to keep him quiet. I mean,
yeah,
maybe.
I agree, Jordan. I know that I'm agreeing with you guys. I don't think they go 2 wide receivers in the first. I don't think they do either. I just threw a narrative out there that I thought was fun.
Well, clearly you influenced the chat. You shouldn't have done that.
I did. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely influenced the chat there.
Jokes. Monstering online wide receivers best path. You can't change your vote, can you? Unlucky for the people.
No, you cannot.
Chose
All right. Well, look, 60% of the vote. Is it gonna happen? No, it's not gonna happen. But this is a mock draft, and this is for entertainment purposes. So, with the 28th pick, the Packers double down. And not only do they get Chris Olave, they also get George Pickens.
Oh, boy.
And now this wide receiver room instantly looks like it's built for the future. With Pickens,
no doubt about it.
with Olave. Is it going to happen? Nah. It's not going to happen.
It's going to be Brees, Olave, or Pickens in your rookie drafts. Guarantee you right now.
Yeah.
If that was the case, I think that would be that's what it will be, but we'll see.
Yeah. All right, so with the 28th and 30th, 29th and 30th pick, to me, I think the Chiefs would be extremely happy with what's on the board, both on the defensive end and in the wide receiver room. So I want to hear what you guys think, but you have to keep in mind, I'll just say this, Chandler Jones, or sorry, not Chandler Jones. Why is my mind blanking right now?
Tyrann Matthews?
Well, no, he's already gone.
Okay.
Why is my mind blanking?
Great chat. Yeah. Makes sense.
Chris Jones. I don't know why I said Chandler. Chris Jones, he's getting a little bit older. His contract's going to cost a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to put Devontae Wyatt there. I'm going to put Sky Moore there. Jahan Dotson. I'll put Jahan Dotson there. I'll put Nakobe Dean there. The only thing is, though, they're pretty good at linebacker. I mean, they found a steal last year in the draft at linebacker. So I'm not sure they would go. I think Kyer Elam maybe makes a lot of sense.
People saying Watson.
Christian Watson. Okay, I can put Christian Watson. I'll take off Kyer Elam.
Last time
All right.
I checked.
So again, this is how it's going to work. The top 2 voted players are going to be selected, unless it's back-to-back wide receivers, because I don't know that the Chiefs do that.
So we're taking the 2 best players, huh?
2 top voted players. To me, I feel like with one of these picks, Devontae Wyatt would be a lock for the Chiefs. That's how I feel. I don't know how you feel. But if Devontae Wyatt's on the board, I feel like that would be a lock for the Chiefs here, along with one of these wide receivers.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, Wyatt is a great talent, and if he goes there, then we'll see.
Yeah. So why don't we go ahead and put Wyatt on the board here? So with the 29th pick, they go Wyatt. And now let's see what wide receiver they select with the 30th pick. Let's see what wide receiver they select between these 3. Maybe I should... Yeah. You can actually. I think you can change your vote. So I think you can change your vote. So if you want to just vote on wide receiver, you can change your vote here.
How do you do that though? Doesn't matter.
I'm pretty sure in the chat if you just tap on a different option. Let me look. Let me see if it's possible. Should I remake the poll? Yeah, I should remake the poll. All right, let me remake it. Let's see. Okay, so with the, what is this, 30th pick? Yep. So with the 30th pick, the Chiefs. All right, so we got Jahan Dotson as an option. We have Sky Moore as an option. Yeah. You have, who else did we say was an option?
Oh, Sky Moore, Jahan Dotson. We had Christian Watson and Devin.
Those were the three
Monte
players.
White. Yeah.
So you guys choose between what wide receiver they would select. You should be able to see the poll now. So we all agree they go Devontae Wyatt, and now we're trying to figure out what wide receiver would they take. Who would they take here? You have to keep in mind you cannot replace. You can't replace Tyreek Hill. That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I mean it's going to be interesting to see where they go. I personally believe they go.
They already replaced Tyrann Mathieu, by the way, guys, and Eric Reed. They signed Eric Reed to a 3-year deal. I'm not saying he's anywhere near as good as Tyrann, but they have already filled that hole in Eric Reed. So I don't think they go safety. I could be wrong though. All right, let's see. There are 13 votes in right now. Sorry?
Justin Reed. I think it's Justin Reed. I was like, Eric Reed? I don't know. Who knows? Doesn't matter. That's your team.
Is it Justin Reed? I could be wrong. Yeah, I think you're right. It is Justin Reed. My bad.
Patriots met with wide receiver Jahan Dotson.
Where'd you
see
that?
Just rumors? JPA. Sauce Gardner probably met with the Texans.
Uh-oh.
Well, he also met with the Giants as well. Gardner had dinner with the Giants. He didn't just meet with them. He had dinner. You know, I'll see you on the blog, my guy.
All right.
15 ain't gonna do that.
15 votes in. 15 votes in. Justin Reed. Yes, it is Justin Reed. That's my bad. 15 votes. Make your last minute votes. I'm going to count down from 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And with the 30th pick of the 2020 NFL Draft, the Kansas City Chiefs select Jahan Dotson, wide receiver,
Jahan Dotson,
Penn State. So they go Wyatt and Jahan Dotson back to back. And now the Bengals are on the clock. What do we think the Bengals do here?
Cincinnati.
I actually don't think that they are limited to. I don't think they have to do O-line. I know that's what it says there, but I think they did a really good job of building their O-line in free agency.
Yeah.
So in my opinion, I think PFF is a little bit wrong. I don't think they have to go O-line, but I'm not saying they won't. But
no, I'll tell you the linemen they signed. Liddell Collins to a 3-year deal, Alex Kappa to a 4-year deal, and then Ted Karras, I don't know how to say his name, to a 3-year deal. So these guys feel like these are their long-term guys. I don't know if there's somebody else that they're missing or that they need, but it sounds like they kind of took care of it.
Yeah. Chris, I never said that Justin Reed was Honey Badger. I said he's not Honey Badger, but they did sign a safety. Zion Johnson, we can definitely put Zion Johnson for sure.
Yeah.
Nakobe Dean, okay. Put Nakobe Dean. To pair with Logan Wilson, for sure, that makes sense. Should we put Kyer Elam here? I think they couldn't. It wouldn't hurt them to add a cornerback.
Yeah, Eli Apple shit.
Oh my gosh. Ojabo, okay.
Why not take a chance on Ojabo?
Because he tore his Achilles.
Take a chance.
I don't think he's a first round pick, but I could be wrong. But you got 4 options there. Zion Johnson, Nakobe Dean, Kyer Elam, and David Ojabo. Sam says Ojabo is Taco Charlton. Man, he had so much talent, didn't he?
My gosh.
All right, 7 votes in right now. 13 votes in right now. If you don't know how to vote, open the chat either on your phone or desktop. And there will be a poll for you to vote. Wow, Gonzaga went down. GG's to anyone whose March Madness bracket had Gonzaga as the winner.
Yeah, so.
All right, with 60% of the vote, I think it's safe to call this one. The Bengals are going to take Nakobe Dean. And now we have to make the last selection of the draft with the Detroit Lions. What are we thinking here, guys? What do we think the Lions do?
So the Lions already took Malik Willis. Do the Lions go wide receiver here?
Well, they signed.
Do they go?
DJ Chark.
DJ Chark. I was gonna say, do they go their big wide receiver? But DJ Chark, you're right, does get signed to the Bengals.
Nakobe Dean and Logan Wilson would definitely be a problem. It would be hell if y'all didn't reach for Willis. I know. I thought the same thing as well. But look, I just don't think Malik goes that high. I could be wrong though. Who farted?
Nope.
Someone fart? Did you fart, Badaki?
No. Oh, I think that was probably the dog. All that crackling in the background. She had a bottle, so
right.
That's probably what they're hearing. Sorry, guys.
All right, I'll put Ojabo there. I think a lot of positions make sense for them. Man, who would they go here? This is why I don't think that they go quarterback, because I do think you'll probably see Ritter and Howell, or two guys will probably be there on the board. Chris says, thanks for doing the video, guys. I know it takes a lot of time, and I really appreciate it. Very cool interaction. Hey, man, thanks for joining us. I appreciate that.
All love, man. Appreciate you.
Watson all day. Okay, we can put Christian Watson there. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Christian Watson.
Yeah, I actually like Christian Watson personally.
I just don't think he goes as high. Kyer Elam. And let's put in Zion. Is Zion Johnson still there? Okay, yeah. Maybe
he's still there.
Zion Johnson. Okay. There's 4 options here. We are on the Lions.
Oh, you gotta scroll all the way down. I don't think you can see that. I thought you can move it.
Unfortunately, the can you see that now? Yeah, you should be able to see that. Is Chark the guy? Nah, probably not. But I don't know that Watson would be the right pick here with the other talent on the board. But I could be wrong. I could definitely be wrong. 11 votes in. It is a tie right now between Ojabo and Watson. And also, Zion Johnson's pretty close as well. Sam says, draft Zion and never worry about the O-line. That's actually not a bad idea. Like, when you think about it, this O-line is really good. Add to your strengths. And then think about that, though, for a second. Zion Johnson comes in. Whoever the quarterback is next year. But, again, I'm just realizing we took Malik Willis. So, for Malik Willis' sake, give him as much protection as humanly possible. You know what I mean?
Yeah. We'll definitely recap the picks there, Drew, so you can see the rest of them.
After this, we will show everyone the entire draft here of what happened.
I'm lazy.
Okay. I'm going to give you guys 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. It is Christian Watson with the last pick. you know, I don't think this happens, but I'll give it to you guys. All right. Analyzing our draft. Wow, I didn't know PFF did this. Okay, so you can now actually, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop this into Discord.
Who was the last pick again? Out of curiosity, Christian Watson.
Can you guys see this? Is this a little bit better? Oh, I don't think you can actually see it. Let's see. How can I? Can everyone see that now? So let me see if people can see that or not. No. All right, let me make this a little bit smaller. Also, our faces are in the way. Okay. There we go. And I'm going to take away our cameras for a second.
Yeah.
Okay. This is the draft. This is your draft, guys. Aiden Hutchinson went 1. Malik Willis went 2. You know, I don't agree, but he went 2. Kayvon went 3. What?
Yeah, no, I mean the best team of the draft that drafted here has to be the New York Football Giants. I mean, look at getting the tackle and then Ahmad Gardner, call him Sauce. Mm-hmm. Sauce it up.
Evan Neal at 4. How long do we have to talk about the Giants till we can move on?
I mean, I can talk about it the whole time if you really want
Kenny
to.
Pickett at 6. They get a new quarterback there in Carolina after missing out on the Deshaun Watson sweepstakes. Mm-hmm. Garrett Wilson. They desperately need a wide receiver in Atlanta, so I think it makes sense for them to go to wide receiver. Trayvon Walker for the Seahawks. It's probably best player available. It's time to rebuild there. So whatever that looks like, probably time to rebuild. London goes to the Jets. He becomes that big body they need. Kyle Hamilton falls to Washington. That would be amazing. That would be amazing if that happened. Stingley to 12. I feel like the Vikings would feel on top of the world with that as well. Cross to the Texans. They continue to build the offensive line. Karlaftis, Devin Lloyd to the Eagles, and then Tyler Linderbaum. You want to take over the second half?
Yeah, absolutely. And then Jordan Davis going to the Chargers there with Khalil Mack and the whole crew. Then you got Matt Corral. The Saints are rallying over Matt Corral here. Michael Thomas and all this other people. So that can be very, very interesting. The Eagles take Treylon Burks going there with Jalen Hurts and Devonta Smith. Dallas Goedert could be very, very interesting. Zach does not like that from a fantasy standpoint. Then Trevor Penning going to the Steelers. And then Jameson Williams. Alabama is reunited. Am I right? Am I wrong? With Matt?
No, they never played together.
Jones? They never played together?
He was on Ohio State last year, but the head coaches have a good relationship.
Head coaches, yeah. Nick Saban and Bill Belichick. Chris Olave goes to the Green Bay Packers, is the quote unquote the replacement for somewhat of a Devontae Adams. Then Trent McDuffie to the Cardinals. Rashad I don't know how to say his name, to be honest.
Yeah.
To the Cowboys. And you get Breece Hall to the Buffalo Bills. The 101 pick if this actually happens. GG's. You got JJ the second to the Titans, Andrew Booth to the Bucks, and then George Pickens, a double dip here with Chris Olave, George.
It's not gonna happen. George
Pickens. Yeah, not gonna happen, but it's definitely interesting. And then your Kansas City Chiefs, Wyatt and Jahan Dotson. You get a weapon as a wide receiver because now Tyreek is gone. That's crazy to say, And then Nakobe Dean with the Bengals, and then Christian Watson with the Detroit Lions. With Malik and Christian Watson, I don't mind that.
Yeah, I don't like Watson that early, but I also don't like Malik that early. So I guess I just have a problem with both of the Lions picks. But I'm gonna have to just, at the end of the day, I feel like I'm interviewing. I'm going to have to go back, see what we did wrong, come back stronger the next day,
Come back stronger the next day. I mean, we're going to see if that actually happens. There is talks. I think there is talks that 2 quarterbacks goes in the top 6. Top 8, excuse me.
Maybe.
Almost, it
could be. It could happen. It could happen for sure.
It can definitely happen. I mean,
for me, Detroit, I think it would be maybe counterintuitive for them because the rest of their team isn't in a place to really build around Malik just yet. So there's so much talent elsewhere in this draft. I feel that it would be smarter for them to get other pieces, and then they're probably going to be a top 3 pick next year, and then get a quarterback. So, I think they might regret this next year if they have Malik and they're still a top 5 team in the draft, top 3 team. Then they're sitting there saying, "Oh, what do we do?" Like Bryce Young's here. What do we do? Stroud's here. So I don't know. Who knows? But it is always fun to do these. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was actually really fun. Maybe, you said you should put it in the Discord. Maybe we should post it on the YouTube one as well.
Where?
The community.
Oh, okay, yeah. We could do that.
Yeah, other people that missed out on it. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, we could definitely do that. All right. Well, guys, huge love. Thanks for hanging out with us. We have a lot of video content coming out soon. Just released a video on some of the players that we consider winners and losers from free agency and Dynasty. So yeah, check that out, and a bunch of content coming this weekend as well.
Yeah, so we're really excited about that.
Does Blaze want to say anything?
No, she's here. I don't know if you can't really see her. She wants my attention. She wants to play. I haven't played with her today, and I feel bad, so I'll probably do that for a little bit after. Right, Blazy?
The other thing I was going to say is we do have a couple spots left for this current opening of our Dynasty League. So feel free to reach out with any questions beforehand if you're interested in signing up, or if you have any questions, there's a link there. We do have a redraft channel as well if you guys like redraft content. And we haven't set anything up on it just yet, but there's been so many people who have told us, "Hey, I really want to support you guys on Twitch." Now they can, Badaki, right?
Yeah, now they can. If you are here watching on YouTube, maybe after this stream, go on Twitch, drop a subscribe if you want. But we haven't set that up yet. Give me a couple of days, maybe during the weekend, I can set that up now that we have the opportunity to do that. But yeah, it's exciting, and I'm excited for that. Hopefully we can grow the Twitch community. Right, Blazy? Grow the Twitch community and YouTube community, just all the communities. Yeah, she agrees.
Love it. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. Have a good weekend, and we will see you soon.
All love.